howdy, howdy. Wait. I forgot something very important here. Hold on. Oh my, how did I forget this? Oh man. Uh, there we go. How's that? Okay. All right. Well, you're back here for another live stream. I'm Mike. This here is Moosey. And the subject for this week is accuracy. Does it matter? Accuracy in model building. Does it really matter? And I'm going to give you arguments for both ways. Just like last week, I'm going to give arguments to both sides, and then I'll put it up to the chat. But before I give you my presentation for the week, I'm going to give you the results of the last poll, our first poll since we changed our structure here. The question was this. It was, are snap kits real model kits or not? And by a resounding 78% to 22%, the answer was yes, they are actual scale models. Moose one's down. There you go, buddy. So this week, as I said, we're going to dive into the question of accuracy in scale model building. Is it really that important, or should you just build what you like? And I invite you all to put your comments in the comment section as we go along. So let's start here. What does accuracy mean in scale modeling? Well, you have historical accuracy. That's the right paint scheme, the right parts, the right weathering, and the right unit markings, whether if it's an armed vehicle. There's technical accuracy. That is, does it fit right the way it's supposed to? Are the dimensions correct for the model? Is it the right scale? Are there aftermarket corrections, and if so, are they correct? Now, what level of accuracy do you aim for in your work? Put your answers in the comment section. So here's some pros of prioritizing accuracy in scale modeling. Number one, it's satisfying to match real world history. You're building an accurate representation of what was actually used at that time. Number two, it's great for contests and shows. Those judges, they are sticklers for accuracy. Unless you're in the science fiction, and then those guys, they want accuracy to whatever science fiction show or movie you're depicting. Number three, it builds research skill and attention to detail. And that goes without saying. You got to do your research to be accurate, and you got to concentrate on the details to be accurate. And number four, it connects to real military or automotive history, because you're building, again, an accurate representation of said AFV or automobile. And last one is community respect and recognition. You do an accurate job and you get, say you enter this accurate representation in a contest, you get a gold medal. Well, you're going to get recognition and a lot of respect from your fellow builders. So let's run over some pros of just building what you like. Number one, it gives you creative freedom. You get custom builds, what ifs, and fantasy schemes. Number two, it's more relaxing and less pressure. You're just building for you. You're not trying to impress anybody, you know. Number three, it's great for kids, newcomers, and casual builders. Again, less pressure. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're doing it for yourself. And this goes hand in hand with that. Number four, focusing on fun, expression, and enjoyment. And that goes without saying, you know, you enjoy yourself, you're going to stay in the hobby, of course. So here's some common arguments for both sides, some common questions that they ask. And the whole thing is, well, that's not accurate versus who cares? It looks cool, you know? And is this causing elitism in the hobby? Maybe, maybe not. We'll discuss that if you want to. And when does accuracy become gatekeeping? You know, that's a accurate question. And when does creativity, easy for you to say. When does creativity become laziness? Now, there's my presentation. Let's bring it to y'all, the masses in the chat. Stephen Castle's here, says Mike, model on, Stephen. What do you think of accuracy in the modeling, in the modeling hobby? Do you worry about it or do you not? Number one, can you guys hear me? Can you guys even hear me? Did I go through that for nothing? Can you guys hear me out there? Anybody? Moss, evening, Moss. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Okay, you can hear me. All right, cool. Yeah, I started this live chat without my microphone. I'm sitting there and I'm, yep, loud and clear, but I just joined. Well, that's cool because, like I said, I started this without my microphone. I looked at the tablet and I'm going, something don't look right here. And I'm looking at my microphone case and looked at the side of the tablet and no receiver. So, Moss, what do you think of accuracy in modeling? Is it really important, or should we just build what we want? Tell us what y'all think out there. And Moss, sorry I haven't been on commenting on Airfix and Chill. I've been real busy with this channel lately, especially this week. Moss says, it's highly important, but not river counters can bugger off. You build what you want. I agree. But my view on it is accuracy has its place. If you're entering a contest or something like that, it is of utmost importance. But if you're just building for yourself, build whatever the hell you want. You know, you're not trying to impress anybody. You're building for yourself. And that's the whole thing about modeling. You're doing it for yourself. You should be doing it for yourself. You shouldn't have to try to impress anybody. So when I came on, there was nobody here. And I gave the results of the poll. Our very first poll on the live stream the question was, are snap together kits real kits or not? And by a resounding 78% to 22%, y'all said they are model kits, and I agree. So, and we're going to have another poll when this live stream goes off. It's going to be this question that we asked today. Is accuracy important in scale modeling, or should you just build what you want? And I've told you my side. Let's hear yours. I've heard Moss. Let's hear from somebody else out there. And want to say something on a little personal level. John Christmas, if you're coming on, you darn well better be wearing dark blue, because your Yankees got beat over the weekend by my Cubs. So, nanner, 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 nanner. I had to rub it in, bud. I had to rub it in. It's what I do. Moss says, it depends on the subject, really. And he says, right, I got to go and walk the dog. Catch y'all soon. See you later, Moss. Thanks for showing up, buddy. Have a good walk with the dog. I took Moosey out earlier today. It's nice and cool out today. Not too bad at all. So, I need some comments here. Moss is gone. I need some more comments. Question, the subject of the day. Is accuracy in modeling important? Or should we just be able to build what we want? Let me hear you. Anybody. If you're anywhere with a keyboard, I realize some of you are just listening in, treat it as a podcast. Well, that's fine. That's perfectly all right. Steven, about damn time. He says, yes, it matters. You want to elaborate on that? Why do you think it matters? I actually think for the most part you should be able to build what you want. Let's go even deeper on that. When does accuracy become gatekeeping? How about that? Tell me your thoughts on that. When does accuracy become gatekeeping? And Stephen, why does accuracy matter? I want to know what's going on inside your head on that. And because you may disagree with that, this is what I'm saying, and that's fine. But there's a thin, in my opinion, my humble opinion, there's a thin line between being a stickler for accuracy and being a rivet counter. And that rivet counter is how far you take it. If you're like, say, Nigel on Nigel's modeling bench, he's a stickler for accuracy, but he's a stickler for accuracy he's all over the manufacturers, which is the way it should be. They're making the model, they should make it accurately. And he's a stickler on himself to build that model accurately. But I have never once, since I've started watching him, seeing him shoot down somebody else's work. And that's when it becomes rivet counting. And a lot of people walk a fine line between the two. So let's hear your thoughts on this. Got 3 people in. I got 3 likes. So Scaled Innovations, how you doing? Never heard from you before. Welcome. He says, kits don't even come to scale accurately. True, some of them don't. Some of them aren't even close. Hell, I got a Corsair, an F4U Corsair from World War II. That Corsair, not the jet, the prop, and it's from a Chinese manufacturer, and it has ribs on the top of the wings that if they were enlarged to accurate size, they would have to be at least 3 foot tall. Scaled Innovation says, I have a monogram 1965 Corvette I'm building as a resto mod, and I'm 3D printing parts in 1/25th scale for it to fit. That sucks. Kit says it's a 1/24th. Huh. Let me guess, they're probably 125th, 148th, something like that, I bet. Oh, there's some of these modeling companies just, I mean, their parts are just so way off on scale that it isn't even funny. I mean, and the thing is, if you put it together out of the box, those parts are going to obviously stick out like a sore thumb. It's like I was talking about on my Corsair. Those fins, they're well, hold on. I'll get this model for you. And there are fins on here. Okay. Look at these. Look at these things. Now, this is a 148. Yeah. This is a 148. Okay. Let's even stay away from the decals. They suck so bad I had to super glue them on for them to stay on. And what the hell are these? I never saw a picture of any World War II Corsair with these damn things. It's ridiculous. And if you notice, they're on the stabilizers too. Are you kidding me? They look like windows. Speaking of windows, I have a big announcement for y'all. You're going to see some improvements in the videos coming up and the live stream coming up, because this tablet I'm working off of is slowly going to pot. The charging port, well, first problem was the charging cord that originally came with it was way too short. Put strain on the charging port, and it just bent it, and now it's so loose that I can't even get a full charge on it anymore, and it's only 6 months old. So I got to go have a new charging port put in. But because of that, Christmas came early for me. I had to pull the laptop and the camera and the tripod out of storage. They were in my pantries, being stored for Christmas. Moosey, quiet. Being stored for Christmas. Yeah, a few technical issues, but I pulled out my laptop, pulled out my camera, pulled out my tripod, and I'm going to have to start filming with that and doing my live stream on my laptop. But hopefully, well, I know this is going to last at least 2 hours. I went to the settings on the tablet, and it said I had like 3.5 hours of battery life left. So I'm taking it on its word. Okay, I noticed John Christmas said, "Hi, Mike, a few technical issues." Yeah. John. What happened to your Yankees last weekend? Now that I know you're on, I want to do a little gloating. Y'all, everybody else talk amongst yourselves while I gloat to John a bit. Are you wearing dark blue, John? Are you wearing dark blue? Billboards, Bills. Hey, Billboards, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, John, a bit too confident after the first game. And the Cubs came back and put a beat down on you the last two. Yeah, Yankees can't win them all, need to share the wealth. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be serious with you guys. It's not exactly the same, but this Cubs team reminds me a lot of the 2016 team. They're not as powerful as that team was. They're going out and slugging on people, but not as big time as the 16 team did. And they do have some injury problems at pitcher, so. And the Brewers are not going to lay off either, so they're not going to show any sympathy. Yep, yeah. Congrats to Aaron. That guy's a monster, dude. That guy's just a monster. All rise. Okay, let's get back on topic here. If you missed the top of the show, the subject for today is accuracy and scale modeling. Is it important? Or should we just be able to build whatever the hell we want? And my view on it, there's a place for both. Accuracy is very important when you're entering contests, and you're the one entering the contest, and you know what they're expecting when you enter that contest. So accuracy is very important then, and you're putting yourself in that position, so you should be accurate. If not, if you're just building for yourself, to hell with accuracy. Build what you want. Build it the way you want. You're not trying to impress anybody, you know. So I told you my stance. What is yours? Let's have a conversation here. We have 7 people in here. We should be able to have a nice conversation till 5 o'clock or 5:30 my time, which is Eastern time. See, right now it's 4 o'clock. We have either 1 hour or an hour and a half, depending how it goes, or maybe less if you guys don't want to talk. So, what are your... John Christmas says, we need accuracy, don't complain. But don't complain if a millimeter too small. Exactly. That's what's called rivet counting. And I went into that. There's a fine line between being a stickler for accuracy, being a rivet counter. That fine line is when you start going out of your way to criticize other people's finished work. If you're criticizing a manufacturer, if you're criticizing a manufacturer or you're hard on yourself about it, that's one thing. If you're jumping on somebody else's butt for the way they built their model, shut the hell up, you know? And Mac Daddy Maya Model Hobby, welcome. We're getting some new guys in here. What's the saying? If your model, it's your model, build it your way. That's right. That's exactly right. It's your model, build it your way. And then John Christmas says, when building for self, it looks okay. When building for self, if it looks okay and you're happy, that's all that matters. Exactly right. Exactly right. And accuracy comes, like I said, comes into play when you're dealing with contests and model shows. You know, you're going to display that thing in public, and you're going to knowingly put yourself and your work out there, get it accurate. Because, like I said, you're knowingly putting yourself out there. Just like myself and all you other folks out there that have YouTube channels, we're putting ourselves out there. And we not only should accept, we should expect criticism from those that watch us because we made the conscious choice of putting ourselves out there and our work out there. So what do you think about, like, when does accuracy become gatekeeping? Let's hear what you say about that. When does accuracy become gatekeeping, and when does creativity become laziness? Let's hear your thoughts on that. In a way, I think I already said my thoughts on that. Accuracy becomes gatekeeping. Gatekeeping, I put gatekeeping in the same sort of area as rivet counting. John says, too many quit to critique when they are not prepared to show own models. There you go. Hit the nail right on the head, John. Because that there is what you call hypocrisy. And it's also the heart of rivet counting. And I can't stand either one, to tell you the truth. And yeah. Oh, here we go. Boots, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Billboard's Build says, what I'm talking about. Charging port. It's really receiver. Pointing that out. You can go on, but this chart like in real bad shape. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? This coming and going. Yeah, more going. It's the board. It's in very, very bad shape. How's that? Is that better? How's that? Are we on? Yep, back. Okay. My microphone for some reason went off. Okay, where were we, by the way? Let me go back on the chat and see what. Yeah, Billboard said accuracy is very important, especially firing order in cars. Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's something that went on the model when you opened up that hood and you got the wrong firing order to somebody like you, Billboards, who was a mechanic, that's gonna stick out like a sore thumb, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna open up this laptop tonight and download a whole bunch of software. I gotta get my camera ready because tomorrow's another video to shoot. And yeah, in case you were wondering, tomorrow we're gonna start the Cromwell build series with a review. And wow, this is going to be a very small kit, by the way. Very small. Well, it's 176 scale. So it says it's going to be 88 millimeters in length, 39 millimeters in width. Wow. That's going to be interesting. And this is also going to be a challenge build. I'm going to build this whole thing just using this stuff. See how it comes out. So I'm looking forward to that. Billboard's build says at least not having all four on one side of the distributor all going to the same head. Yeah. All going to the same head. That will stick out like 1/10 scale Kragers on a 1/25 scale model. If not the correct order, stagger the wires. Yeah, that would. Yeah, I haven't done that on my car models yet. That's one thing I'm going to start trying to do is add spark plug wires and stuff like that. Okay, John says, what do you think about companies that make mistakes but refuse to acknowledge it and still put it out? Yeah. Not much. I wouldn't buy anything else from them because I wouldn't trust them. It's all about trust. It's all about trust. If you can't trust them to be accurate and you can't trust them to own up to their mistakes, how are you going to trust them when it comes to customer support and that kind of stuff? You can't. Once trust is lost, it's lost. It's very hard to get back. That's why I try to be totally straightforward with you guys, all the time when it comes to this channel, because damn it, trust matters. It's everything. I don't know what you guys think, but I sort of think I've been paying attention, to what you viewers out there say, and here's the way I put it. From what I see, I don't have many subscribers. I'm up to 366, but I have some, in my opinion, humble opinion, I have some of the most rabid fans there are out there, and I appreciate that. John Christmas says, talking of customer support, Airfix must have won one of the largest, and they do. And Billboard's Bill says Johan had the best accurate bodies. The interiors could be lacking in detail. I've never had one of their kits. I should look them up. Write that down. All right, there we go. Yeah. I Just my opinion, but I think you guys are some of the most rabid fans that out there. If you're not honest and try and BS, you will soon lose followers. Amen. That's why I give you the straight poop every time, man. And if I'm wrong and when you guys call me out on it, I'm willing to say, hey, I'm wrong. You know, my name's Mike, not God. I'm not perfect. Yeah, I'm going back to what I said last week. This new format's working out great. And we're starting to get more people in here. We're getting more people that I haven't seen in the chat in here. And the conversation's much better than it was before. So guess what? We're keeping it the way it is. Looking forward to next build. Yep, I'm filming the review tomorrow afternoon. And it'll go public Tuesday morning at at 8:30. And yeah. So why don't I tell you what's coming up as Moosey wants up again. There you go, John. There's your Moosey fix. There's your Moosey fix. Let me tell you what's coming up here on the channel. Tomorrow, the video on 5 airbrushes for under $100 goes public, but actually it's 4 for under 100. Star Show, you got it. And actually it's 4 under 100 and 1 just over 100, and 3 of them are galleries. So but this was gonna be my first attempt at B-roll, putting B-roll on my videos. I was gonna put screenshots of the airbrushes and the information on them and stuff as I was talking about it from the websites. And doggone it, on this tablet, I just can't get that function to put the B-roll on to work. And the Filmora is what I use to edit, and it's rather limited on mobile devices and tablets. So I couldn't do it. So I have a little So that's coming up tomorrow. John says, going back to your thoughts and moving forward, I like the idea and interact and show off our works. That is in the works, my friend. That is in the works. Do you like hands? Michael Lumbertino. Hi, Michael, first timer again. Welcome. I actually, let me look at your both. Actually, a lot of my priming and matte coating I do with rattle cans. Everything else I do with an airbrush. my gloss coats, my regular paints. This bad boy, I'm going to use this here brush and these paints because, with the exception maybe of some tweezers, I'm going to use just what's in this set. Uh, used the rattle can once, and what a disaster. Yeah, you really have to. Using a rattle can sort of like learning an airbrush. You have to learn a little control of that valve, that spray valve. Of using the paints. Well, uh, yeah, they are humble, but yeah, it's like gotta keep an eye on my microphone. But yeah, it's like Humbrol aren't the best, and those paints have been in there for how long? God only knows. So, once they get in there, if they're unusable, you know, got to paint them some way. So I'll have to use my paints, I guess. It'd be break rules of the challenge, but it's beyond my control. I didn't put those pots in there, and this kit has been sitting in my stash since I did the 5 kits under $25 video, which was back in March or April. So yeah, add that time to it. What's up, buddy? Yes. Yeah, I bet. John says. But I'm planning on doing that, watering them down a little bit. But is that also going to affect the finish of it? You know, is it going to look like it was done with dollar store craft paints? Oh God, I've seen some of those videos where people tried to use those dollar store craft paints. It's like God. I wanted to claw my eyes out. It's so ugly. Yeah, so let's see. I got the 5. Let's see who said. John said people say a lot better finish with multiple coats. Yeah, multiple thin coats. Yeah. But you, you use Vallejo Model Air and you use one coat out of a spray. out of an airbrush. So I was telling you all about what's coming up, wasn't I? Uh, 5 airbrushes under $100 is tomorrow. Then Tuesday will be the Cromwell review. Uh, then of course next Thursday is another live stream, and next Friday will be the start of the Cromwell build. So that's what's coming up. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Just like I enjoyed myself watching the Yankees beat the Cubs last weekend. Oh, wait, the Cubs beat the Yankees. What was I saying? Yeah, the Cubs beat the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, by the way. I ain't gonna let you live that down, John. Yep. Man, we're almost at an hour again. Yeah, that week off did me good. Did the channel good too. That channel update didn't really fare very well, but I wasn't expecting it to. And the update video I've done just hasn't done well. But how many World Series have the Cubs won? Asking for a friend. Yeah, right, John, you're asking for a friend. They have won 2. Broom away till next time. Yeah, the Cubs have won 2. Wait, what? Maybe 3. Oh, well, yeah, maybe 3. I know they won in 1908 and 2016. And they were in the World Series in 45. That's when the old curse of the billy goat happened. When a farmer some dumbass farmer thought he could bring his goat to a ball game. Yeah. They turned him away. He said the Cubs would never win another World Series. And they didn't until 2016. And they even had the big collapse in 69 with like 2.5 weeks to go. And the Mets came back and not only won the pennant, but won the World Series that year. And that should have been the Cubs. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. So let's get back on subject, shall we? What? Let's ask another question. I'm gang on now. John says lost count of Yankees World Series wins, and Billboard says you need 24 more to be in the Yankees league. That's if the Yanks stand pat. LOL. Yeah. So, do you guys think that being a stickler, yeah, that being a stickler about accuracy is like elitism in the hobby? What do you think of that? Is being a stickler for accuracy elitism? Hmm. Again, very fine line. Very fine line. Personally, I think they are just sad. Who, elitist or the Cubs? All right, buddy. My lap's getting tired. Both, LOL. Yeah, yeah. I personally think there's no room for elitists in this hobby. They can make their own hobby and go off on their own little and pick at each other and drive each other nuts. And then they do just go to hell then. Yeah. Let me see what the. Ooh. John says, I feel they think they're better than everyone else. Exactly. And will not listen to other opinions. Yep, exactly. Sounds like somebody everybody knows in Washington. But we won't go there. We won't go there. I personally love to see a really well built kit with a killer paint job, but if you're adding a lot of details, at least be accurate, as accurate as possible. Yeah. I mean, I see your point. I see your point, billboards. If you want to go the extra mile and add detail to the thing, yeah, that's another place where accuracy should be expected. And again, the builder's making a conscious choice to do that for the most part. You know, a lot of times you got to add parts because, you get a secondhand kit and the parts aren't there, And then you're counting on the manufacturer of said part to be accurate. Because if they're not accurate, you're not accurate. And if you're going secondhand, you're paying lots of money. They better be accurate. Nothing wrong with that, but when you see them at shows pulling a kit to pieces, even though it looks stunning, yeah. Well, that's what you call a rivet counter. That's not a stickler for accuracy. Stickler for accuracy would look at that thing and think, well, this is inaccurate, that's inaccurate, and that's inaccurate. But he would keep his thoughts to himself, you know? But then, yeah, a lot of Billboard says, I get in disagreement with the ones that cry over yellow wires and Rust-Oleum paint. My 71 Demon had a 440. So yellow wires. If I couldn't get come on, where have Moroso yellow wires if I couldn't get blue wires. Yeah. And again, that's your choice. I don't think it affects the looks of that model one damn bit. You know, as long as the wires are in the right place, you know, it actually adds realism to it. Spark plug wires on a model engine adds realism to it. And yeah, I would beg to differ with those folks who sit there and say, well, it's not red, it's not blue, it's not purple wires. Well, you know, get the hell over it. You know, get the hell over it. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, my battery is down to 26%, so I'm probably going to go till about 10 till 5 o'clock maybe. I'll probably go till about 5 o'clock and shut her down because I'm going to get pretty close to being dried out on battery power by then. Let's see. Billboard says, as far as paint, whatever works for you. The ones that claim you can't use lawn furniture paint on models are full of shit. That's not what Billboard said. That's what I'm saying. The ones that claim you can't use lawn furniture paint on models, I can't stand it. Stay there for 2 only paints. Yeah. Yeah. They don't know. They never used it. They're like this. You got that at Walmart, or you got that at Meijer, or you got that at Target. That's not a good paint. Booger off. There's buddy. Booger off. Yeah. But, oh man, that kind of stuff just pisses me off. I'd love to see somebody in a show, catch somebody in a show doing that. So I could punch him right in the mouth. Violence never, you know, fixed anything, but it sure as hell make me feel better. Yeah. Violence never fixed anything, but it sure does spend that build up energy. Makes you feel better. You're not holding any energy and causing yourself stress. You're letting it out on somebody else's jaw. Yeah. I'm saying you guys are having some great points today. Good stress reliever. Yeah. Good stress reliever. It's never let me down before. Billboards. Billboard says, personally, I use automotive grade paints on my models. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Through it. Never tell someone you have the wrong paint. Are you happy with the results? Then go. Exactly. It's not up to us to tell people how they should do this or how they should do that. It's like me on this channel. What I try to do is I try to lay out the facts to you, give you an alternative to the mainstream, and then it's up to you whether you use it or not. You know, life is a series of choices, not someone telling you. And yeah, but I could tell you guys, man, I can't wait till I get the proper software downloaded to this laptop right here, because let me show it to you. It's so Lenovo ThinkPad, refurbished from eBay. And I just got it started today. And I'm going to work on it tonight so I have it ready for next week and actually tomorrow. I want to have it ready to edit tomorrow's video. Exactly, we have a choice, and hopefully next week I'll be able to see your chats permanently. John says, exactly, we have a choice. Don't need to be told that's the wrong shade of green you have used. Billboard says, Mike, are you saying there's more than one style model car? Well, I mean, no, I'm talking about the paints actually. My last comments were about model paints. But yeah, there's more than one style of model car out there. Hell, I've done Model Ts. I've built Model Ts before. Let's see, I've built a 39 Lincoln Continental, and then I've also built some NASCARs. I've built one Indy car. I've built muscle cars. Yeah, there's more muscle cars out there, billboards. If I had my way, the only cars would be 30s to early 70s hot rods and muscle cars. And most cars ass up, nose down, wide rears, skinny fronts, big blocks and headers. But then the hobby could get boring. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. If you're building the same thing all the time, you're gonna get. Trust me, you're gonna get burnout. And that's why when I'm buying models, I try to stay in the same pattern. I buy a car kit, then a plane kit, then an AFV, and a ship. And then every once in a while, I'll throw in a paper model or a metal earth kit. Just change things up. And I have lost my mojo one time, and that was this past holiday season. And that's because I was trying to cram all my models that I was doing, trying to get them off the bench and cram all that work into 2 or 3 weeks, and so I could start this channel. And it came back to bite me in the ass. John Christmas says the only car kit I've got is the Tyrrell la-di-da, Tyrrell 6-wheel F1 car. I've seen that. That's a Tamiya, if I remember right. And from what I hear, that's a damn good build too. Goes together like a glove. Okay, folks, we got about 12 minutes left before we reach the hour-and-a-half mark, and I'm down to 21% battery. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop it at 5 o'clock here. Gonna stop it at 5 o'clock. That'll give me enough time to fill in all the information to make this go public before the battery runs out, and download my thumbnail and everything. But hopefully next week we'll have everything on this laptop and we'll have it running, and chats will stay up and not fade out. And so I gotta keep tapping it just to read your damn chats. John says, second good stream in a row. I agree, John. I'm telling you. I think I made the right choice when I changed the format around. ChatGPT is a very good assistant. You know, a lot of these changes I came up with were brought to my attention by ChatGPT. I just put in there, I'm looking to make changes. This is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing. I think this is what needs to be changed. And it just said, well, try this, try this, try this, boom. Every one of them seems to have been right. Like I said before, that channel update video. I wasn't expecting much of it, but this buying secondhand kits video that just went public Tuesday, it started out like 6 of 10 on the metrics, and it steadily rose. I checked it this right before started the live stream, and it was at 4 of 10. So it's doing a lot better. And, you know, I think a lot of the poor showing of the videos before my break was because I was trying to rush them through. Just was trying to get them done out there before break. Yeah, that's not what you want to do. 2 things you don't want to do in this business is, number one, you don't want to make videos when you're really sick, and number 2, you don't want to rush them through, because your audience will know that. Your audience will know when something's off. And hopefully the fact that I don't have that B-roll on the video tomorrow will not affect it that much. Because hopefully it's the information that's being brought forth that's the important thing. So let's see. Anybody got anything else to add to the proceedings while I still have battery left? Billboard says I have muscle cars, drag cars, hot rods, NASCAR kits, a trike. Ooh, a motor trike, some planes, a helicopter, a few big trucks, a mustache, and I am building a 1/400 scale Titanic for your wife. Ooh, that should look good. 1/400 scale Titanic. That was a big ass ship too. Yeah, that sounds good there, Billboards. That sounds really good. I have, John Christmas, looking forward to your views on the airbrushes. Yeah, I think I'll give you a little sneak peek. I'm just laying it out for you. I'm going to give you the price for each one, give you the features. I'm going to give you some pros and cons, what's best used for, and who it's best for. And I'm just going to run down all 5 of them in that manner. And then at the end, I'm going to give my views, personal views on each one, and la da 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 da. That's how it's going to go, pretty much. But I really wish I would have been able to put that B-roll in there. But everything I tried to do, that damn app was just not doing it. And I had to get that out, so had to leave them off. So, you know, hey, got ThinkPad out. Gonna work on it tonight and have fun doing that. And gonna get out the camera and charge it up, and it'll be ready for tomorrow. So that review should be done in 4K. Should be shot in 4K. And all these videos that you've been watching in the live stream have all been shot in 720. So should see a big improvement in that. So it's about an hour and 26 minutes, and I'm going an hour 30. So this is going to be the last comment for the day, and it belongs to Billboard's Builds. He says, I currently use 4 different airbrushes. Watch the airbrush video tomorrow. I currently use 4 different gallery airbrushes, a couple of Pache, that's another one I'm reviewing, and a couple of cheap master airbrushes. My 2 workhorses are gallery, and for clear I use the Pache H. Yep, Pache H. I'm reviewing that, and I'm reviewing the gallery GHAD 39, gallery Mobius, and gallery Swallowtail, and the Feng BD 130. So it's an hour 27 in, battery's down to 16%. So I got to cut it off there, guys. So I want to thank you for showing up, making this the best live stream to date. It was great conversation. Loved it. So remember, I'm going to put up the poll after I go off the air here with the same question that we discussed today. Is accuracy important, or let somebody build what they want? And one more time, the upcoming videos tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, Eastern time. 5 airbrush video. 5 airbrushes under $100. Well, actually, 4 under $100, 1 just above. Come Tuesday at 8:30, the review of the Cromwell Mark IV starter set from Airfix will be going public. Next Thursday, another live stream, 3:30. And then next Friday, the build of the Cromwell Mark IV starts. So once again, thank you for showing up and participating. And you all know, if you've been watching me for 6 months, you all know what we say around here. Never stop pushing your modeling boundaries. Until tomorrow morning, bye-bye.